Hello, hello. Welcome to a Monday evening stream. Um, I it's gonna be like a pretty informal, more less planned one than usual. Not that usually my streams are planned that well, anyways. But um, I guess the itinerary today is just kind of talk about the weekend, talk about the next weekend, and I'm gonna try to build a runner. Um, there's gonna be a lot of exploring going on, so I'm gonna jump right in. I'll let the people roll in, but feel free to sound off in the comments if there's anything that you'd like to hear about. If anything you'd like comments on, stuff like that. Yeah, otherwise, like, this is all, like, really for me, like, I'm just gonna be kind of exploring what's going on with runner. Lighting is like a little weird, is it? It seems fine. For those of you who've noticed, my background is different. So I'm out in Abbotsford now. I've moved into my apartment. Started my new job. It's been good. I got my results today for the online course that I was doing the last couple months. I passed, so that's good. We're proceeding through working. We're proceeding through the articling program, but I've done the assessments, the formal assessments from the Law Society, so that's nice. Yeah. Okay. I am going to. Okay, so we're going to jump into some talking about runner. So, yeah, we played some Sable and Nebula over the weekend. In my deck list write up, you'll see that I didn't really I didn't do much prep for this one. Like, I played two games with this corp deck. This stream is really not going to be about corp, because I think just like the Nebula, like, there's like a ton of RNG in this deck, but the cards are really strong, and you'll see me complain about that in a lot of my games. Is like, I'm kind of just writing good cards and RNG, and my decisions are not, like, decisions are always going to be important, but it seems like there's somewhat limited decisions here. The AUCO is more complex, and it's, by the sounds of, like, Brandon has been playing a ton of Netrunner, so he definitely understands this current meta way better than I do, and it sounds like he feels like the AUCO is a lot stronger than the Nebula, which I think makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So there's that. I mean, like, all the corp decks are kind of like kill decks, right? So if, like, and that's gonna inform a lot of my runner strategizing here. Is that, oh, this is not what we want. I guess it's fine. So, like, yeah, if you just, like, look at the top 8, but I mean, you could look at the whole tournament, and you just see kill deck after kill deck after kill deck. Like, this is a kill deck. This is a kill deck. Oh, my face is blocking this. Sorry. Congrats on passing. Thank you. Yeah, so, like, can you see my mouse? Yeah, you can see my mouse. So, like, my deck, my core, this is a kill deck, this is a kill deck, this is a kill deck. Man in the Moon's Ob is a kill deck. You could say that Experimental Data Core's AUCO is not a kill deck, but, like, we're still playing FUT, and we're still playing, like, Anemone and Sysentan, so, like, there's still, like, the card tempo angle in there, so you kind of, like, prep against that the same way. Just, like, having good card draw and like your kill tech is going to be useful against that matchup. Bangun's a kill deck. Nuvum's a kill deck. Nugum's like a rushy, but you have measured response, so like it's still kind of a kill deck. Like, and then this Nebula, I think, was trying to score. No, it's a kill deck. Yeah, and then like that's a kill deck. That's a kill deck. Ayuko Ob is probably a kill deck. You get my point. So they're all kill decks. The one thing that we kind of learned in the finals, spoilers for people who haven't seen it, is that it's potentially the case that the Sable can't keep up with what Brandon played with the Ayuko. And that makes sense, because I think this Sable was like, I was barely holding on, but I was like, when I say barely holding on, like my standards are very high for the definition of holding on. So when I want my runners to be in control of what's going on. And at the very least, like on an average draw, like the matchup is still like I should still be favored objectively. And I think prior to the ban list update, with the 2 copies of Info Bounty, I was still barely holding on to that objective favored control. Because sometimes Info Bounty was hard to use. Like sometimes the server was ice, sometimes you don't get the right mark. So this deck hasn't changed too much for the purposes of controlling Ayuko boards. It really hasn't, because the prevalence of kill in Ayuko means that the second copy of No Free Lunch, because I used to only play 1, so the second copy of No Free Lunch that the Info Bounty made room for is now really strong. And then because there's more like kill combos, and Fat is like enabling kill combos like Pinhole. I mean, Pinhole was always strong, and in the previous version of the Sable, I always wanted a second Pinhole, but you just kind of have to like squeeze slots, and I think I only played 1, but I think I later went up to 2 anyways. So really the 2 Info Bounties just gave room for the second No Free Lunch, and like this deck really hasn't changed, like in terms of equity against Ayuko. Like I don't think it's changed. But what has changed is that the Ayuko decks have changed, and the Ayuko decks have gotten better. And the reason that specifically it doesn't keep up with this one is because this deck is playing Oppo, and it's also playing Bladderwort, in addition to all the other stuff. So like, there's just too many threats, and the threats are all too good. Like, it's really like a card quality thing, right? Like your Ayuko's getting you tempo, Bladderwort's 3 to trash, Core's 2 to trash, Fat is 3 to trash, like Moonpool's 3 to trash, and then Oppo's going to be looming. Hansei's really good econ, Petty Cash is really good econ. Like, every card in this deck is just way too good. And then, not to mention the culprit, right, is Regenesis. And Regenesis means that every time there's a face down card that doesn't get rezzed, you still have to run that. Or you still have to respect that they can score 4 points. So, like, it's possible now that this deck isn't good enough. Or, like, it's good enough. Depends on your goals. But there's probably a better runner deck out there for the meta that we're seeing. So that kind of leads me to kind of explore, giving rise to today's stream. So I'm going to explore some runner decks in preparation for the weekend. Now, to kind of like give a brief jump ahead, I am going to be playing Bling Seb in the team tournament. So I kind of have to prepare that anyways. But it seems like that might be a legitimate call for the main event. So I'm going to kind of do that prep, probably play some Bling Seb today, like build it, play it, and then like it seems like there's a decent shout that maybe that's just actually the right deck to play for the main event. And I think considering my level of practice, like my degree of practice, it's probably useful for me to just play the same deck, because I don't think I've played enough games to play one deck at the team tournament and play a different deck the next at the main event and like expect to do well. So that's kind of where my head's at. What else do we think? Oh yeah, so I guess we can kind of just like talk about that type of Anarch. So this was Brandon's Hoshiko during the event, and we saw a lot of this, um, like this type of Anarch deck, and it could be in Hoshiko, it could be in Sebastião, but like the point of this type of deck is just you're playing Audrey, you're playing a Rising Tide so that you can break Simax, and you're playing Botulus, and you're playing Crew, and that's how you get in. And I historically and still currently like don't like playing these types of decks because these decks are like very much like your cards are what enable you to do the things, and the basic action card is like you don't like weave value out of your cards in this type of deck as much as like Reg Sable, for example. Like Reg Sable, you can like combine your cards together and make runs in a really smart way, and put pressure in certain spots and kind of diversify your pressure so that you can kind of gain an advantage just by really good use of the run button. And you see me do that in, what is it? In the cut game against Matushak. In the cut game against Matushak, which is round 4, I want to say. Yeah, in round 4, so game 4 of day 2. This was like a really, like, if you haven't watched this game and you want to watch one of my games that I've posted on YouTube, this is the game to watch. Because specifically if you're like trying to learn like how to play runner. Because like in this game, I'm making low risk runs at the start of the game just for the purposes of getting info. And based off of his res or non-res decisions, I can deduce a lot of info from that. And I'm allowed to make those runs because my deck is like a simple money and breakers deck. I don't need an engine like these other runners do. Like these other runners are like, okay, I'm going to try to install Solidarity Badge. We're going to try to install Lago. We're going to try to install Devil Charm, install Crew. Like all my cards are like, all my events are like pretty high committal cards. Like privileged access is like it's going to do something really great or it's going to be dead. And like Audrey is something that you want on the board when you make a run. Fermenter is something you want to proactively install on the board. Ormond Leech, same thing. So you can't just like you can, but like there's less of an opportunity to just go poking for info. And in this game, in the 4th game of the cut, you can kind of see where like I can take that information early on and then leverage that into late game plays where I take seemingly high risk runs that are actually not high risk at all because I've like gained information that I've deduced in the early game. And that's like the funnest part of playing, Netrunner in general for me, but specifically playing Runner. And it's not something that exists in like the virus-based Anarch decks to the same degree. So this is definitely something that's like out of my wheelhouse. So it's at the very least it's going to be good for me to force myself to play it. Catching up on chat. Sorry, I missed a bit. What do you think about the tech used by the king for kill threats? I think it's sus, but as I said, like he's played a lot of games. I would defer to him on this. Like this is not like if this was like Reg Hoshiko, right? Where we're playing like regular breakers and a like Keiko and Paladin and maybe and like events that gain you credits and like 1 or 2 copies of twinning, then I can like give you more of a strong opinion, and I'd probably give you a thought that'd be like, I think it's good because XYZ, or I think it's bad because of these other reasons. But like in this case, like this whole deck is just weird to me, and it's not something that I'm comfortable playing. So I don't know. I'm sure he put a ton of thought into playing T400 in Marrow. Um, One of the things that is nice about the T400 is that he probably just needs the MU anyways, because Audrey is 2 MU and like all this stuff is 1 MU, and there's a ton of programs in here. So the T400 both acts as necessary MU and also plus 10 size. And then the Marrow is like clearly damage tech. And it seems necessary, as I said, right? Like, and I don't know, it just seems necessary. Like when you play Anarch, you can't rely on steel skins because they're gonna get chopped. So you have to have something in there. That game is great for people who struggle to use the run button on JNet. Yes, yeah. Hey, how's it going, Rust Rider? It's good to see you. Yeah. That's like, this is a really good game. Like, yeah, as I said, like, highly recommend. Like, if you haven't seen any of the games and you just want to watch one, highly recommend Game 4 of Day 2. Like, yeah, as Rust Rider says, like, I make a ton of runs in this game where it's just a basic run and it's seemingly innocent, but like I gained a ton out of that. And then I describe it during the video as well, kind of talking about what information I've gained, and later on I put that information to use. This is part of why I've actually really been liking Madani Lat. All cards feel kind of fungible. Initial setup notwithstanding. That's okay. I do want to look at that. That is something that I have flagged, and I do intend on looking at that. So let's briefly pull up what we're actually talking about here. So the Madani Lat, this was a deck that was posted by Lost Geek and played by Lost Geek and Pinsel in EMA. And this was a deck that I flagged as something that I would like to look at. And yeah, it's really compelling to me. It's got a lot of like good control reg deck aspects to it that speak to me a lot better than the Anarchs do. I think Open Market and Red Team, along with the Artist, is like really strong with the knickknack. I like this way of spending influence. It makes you, as I say in the write-up, like it's less problematic because it's less reliant on Fermenter. So, and being less reliant on Fermenter means more consistency. And consistency is what we're trying to do around here. So yeah, I like this deck a lot. I haven't had the chance to play it. I haven't had the chance to tinker with it. I like it in theory. Like I'm going to go towards the direction of Anarch just because I've told my team that I'm going to play Bling Seb for a reason that I'm not sure if I'm supposed to disclose, but don't worry about it. It's just like, I probably you know what? I'm going to hang on. Okay. Well, I guess we'll come back to that. But we're gonna play Bling Seb, and yeah. So I'm gonna like explore that direction anyway. So let's just kind of like try to dive into that, because clearly people are having success with that type of deck, and I'm happy that Rust Rider's in this chat because hopefully you can stick around and help me out. Have you posted your Lu deck at any point, by the way? Because I know that you've been playing Lu, and that's been very successful for you, and I'm interested in your thoughts on all that. Diogene says, I'm kind of sad to see Ice Destruction come back in Forest. This usually means Kill Corp will be more prevalent. Yeah, 100%. 100%. The thing, and like, the Kill Corps, though, one thing that it kind of has going for it is that one thing that the the destruction type Anarch decks have going for them against the kill decks is that they have pieces that trash. They have pieces that trash operations, like, well, basically just Gourmand, and so you can trash key operations that are in these kill corp's hands, and you're just like playing with fire because trashing cards usually triggers those operations, like Oppo. So it comes down to how likely am I to access that card and trash it, because that's what we're gonna go for. And then like that just kind of adds like more like a bit of RNG that I generally try to stay away from, but maybe it's necessary here. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna be playing Bling Seb. So my team is Sebastian and Cold Lava, and we are going to be playing in the team tournament on Friday, hopefully, if I make it to Montreal on my Air Canada flight. But the plan is that we're all going to be playing Bling decks. So I'm going to be playing Anarch, and yeah, my job is to show up with some kind of Bling Anarch, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be Sebastian. And if you want to come watch, if you're going to be in Montreal and you want to come find out what's going on, you just have to look for the table with people wearing ridiculous dollar store jewelry and sunglasses. So we're going to try to, hopefully we'll get that together. I haven't had the chance to go and pick stuff up yet, but that's the plan. And it's going to be a good time. I've not posted it. I can send it and you can check it out, but I'm less confident in it. It's good versus AUCO, but struggles hard into Ob and Nebula. Why? I'm interested in like why it struggles hard into Ob and Nebula. Yeah, this is like stuff that like I'm interested in. Because I believe, from what I remember, it's an Audrey deck. 3x NFL and 3x Township was a lot of cycling for 6 influence. Yeah, it is. In Bling deck, yeah, and it's good against kill. Like, it's good against kill. Yeah, like just like that's just like the key tech cards is NFL and Stoneship. So like just that on itself is making me think maybe there's just like a good deck here and I'm not just playing it for the team tournament meme. So that's what we're gonna look at. I was reading this yesterday. I haven't had the chance to fully actually read through, but again, like if you've joined the stream and you're expecting me to like jump into games, I don't expect to do that for a while, because I first need to build the deck. And my starting point is like the old Bling Seb that I built before, but this deck is like very much not refined in any way. So I don't even know if it's like worth it for me to start here. Brandon has generously sent me a deck that he was trying before. He was trying to put Cacophony in here. So he like sent me a list and I was like, cut the Cacophonies. Because it was at like 48 cards. So this deck is like very much not tuned and like not like there wasn't a ton of thought into the 46 cards you see in front of you. So also something like, so we have a couple potential starting points. Illumination, you might notice, is a card which I think is extremely compelling. It's 3 influence. That's like a big deal. Because 3 influence is steep, but the idea is like, you know, you can run R&D, you can install 3 cards from your grid, paying 1 less. So if it costs 1 or if it costs 0, then like you're triggering this bling. Like it's click compression, so it's strong. The cards get installed 1 at a time, so it goes on bling. You draw a next card, and maybe you install that new card. Draw in quotes. And then Simulchip is like probably the most compelling idea here, is that Simulchip comes down off the illumination, and when you pop Simulchip, you can install a program, and you can install a program paying 3 less, which also triggers Bling. So I like the Simulchip. Illumination is something I'm going to keep my eye on. Again, steep on influence, but I think what I did before with remember, I started this deck with the Scallywag Seb playing 3 transfers, and I just cut a transfer, and I think cutting all the transfers and just using the influence on this Bling idea, I think is should be better than playing transfer. But maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. Boss was tinkering around with a Bling Lu when Elevation first launched. Nebula problems, so I haven't looked at it in ages. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I would imagine that Sebastiao has a better time against Nebula because your ebb and flow of taking tags is generating you more tempo just on its own, whereas Lu requires the trash piece of it. So the Sebastiao should be able to just get resources down without having to interact. And then eventually you're crew devil charming in, then past the Nebula's ice. And also Nebula has ice that gives tags most of the time. Laura says, what I found tricky about Bling is that it mills through your deck without actually drawing into hand and kill his taxing cards in hand. That's a good point. It's a very good point. Thank you for raising that. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like obviously I'm going to need a lot of draw. Steel Skin and Stone Ships. We'll see if that's enough. That probably isn't. That's a good thing to raise. Maybe hard is exaggerated. The problem versus Ob is getting shut out. You can't rely on Botchless because they extract the ice for value. They have some copies of Mavericks, and Logjam is terrible to break. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, extract on ice with Botchless seems pretty bad for you. But against the Wide Ob, it's great. Yeah, if the Carp is little ice, you're cruising, but so should any Lu. Yeah, fair enough. Bling Lat with DZMZs and rejigs seems real fun. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna... I think Cold Lava is our Shaper player, so we'll see what he decides to do. I'm plan on giving some input on his deck. Haven't had the chance to do that yet. It was sent less than an hour ago to me, but I'm gonna take a look at that. But yeah, DZMZs, rejigs does seem fun. Maybe it's not Transfer of Wealth or Illumination, but both. So we divide the threat on Central since they need to ice archives for Praxis. Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, let's jump into some deck building. I hadn't finished reading this, but Experimental Dappler, who I played in the cut, performed well in APAC with the Sebastiao. I'm usually not. I'm not very results oriented. Just because somebody did well with the deck doesn't mean that the deck is good, and just because somebody did poorly with the deck doesn't mean that the deck is bad. I'm looking at this because they've helpfully included a long write-up about just their findings playing Sebastiao over the last bit, different card considerations, and pros and cons of Sebastiao, and what should I change about it and stuff like that. And this stuff is always very useful to read just to kind of understand how people who play the deck more than I do feel about something. And is not something I give all this praise, and this is not something that I do in my deck write-ups because I am lazy. Hands up, that's me. So Yeah. I'm not gonna bore too much. Just I'm not gonna bore y'all watching by just reading this myself. But I'm going to yeah, like this is like something that I was gonna just kind of refer to, in addition to all the other different Sebastian lists out there, because something that's just like useful is you can always just kind of take a look around and like kind of see what people are doing. And not only does that like give you card ideas, but it also like gives you an idea of what like corps might expect Sebastians to play, and that will inform how I build a deck as well. One thing that seems to be the case in all Sebastian decks that I've seen is that they all play one Hannah, and like Hannah is like busted, and also all the kill decks, most of the kill decks are tag decks, and the Nebula is like playing, is like false lead central, so you should be playing three Hannahs. Valentina is also a card that I would probably heavily consider. So yeah, so let's jump into this. I'm gonna just wipe this deck. So let's go here. And we're gonna start here. So if I were to play 3 starships and if I were to play Illumination, like, so what? I play 1 Illumination, 1 Transfer of Wealth. The influence just doesn't work out that way. Ooh, I'm 1 short. You always want to start a deck with influence. So just like disregard all the other cards we're looking at right now. Because essentially I've just like bookmarked a couple cards that I want to consider later on. But the first thing you want to consider in a deck, if you can, is influence. Because once you're done considering influence, it hugely narrows down the card pool that you're building out of. So it makes the rest of it easier, where you just like, you kind of just skim through cards to figure out what you want. So Illumination's the influence. No free lunch, stone ship. So I guess we're just like cutting a stone ship, and that's the deck. But as you may recall, I said that I like the simul-chip idea. Chisel as well. Oh, Brandon's playing Chisel with no Cruise, because this is a Hashiko deck, which is fair. I don't think I like that. I don't think I like that. Okay, so I guess the question becomes, do I want to play simul-chip? Well, yeah, that's the question. Do I want to play simul-chip? Chisel is interesting. Like, you could play a 1-of Chisel and play Botulus, and then you could play simul-chip. But I guess if you play simul-chip, then you're probably not playing Ashen. Although Brandon is doing both here. I don't understand how, like, he shouldn't get through his cards fast enough. But maybe with Lago you do. So, like, do we play Buffer Drive and Ashen? Is that necessary? That's one huge question here. Huge question. Interested in my minds in the chat here about that is, do we play Buffer Drive and Ashen? And maybe with like the Lago you do. I like the idea better when I wrote it. It's either Illumination or Transfer of Wealth. For Illumination value, you kind of want a spell cost of 1. Yeah, that's right. And there isn't, like, okay, so actually, okay, so we got to cut these Bankars, and we got to change the ban list to active. There we go. Right, so there is actually not a single, oh, so there's Devil Charms. Devil Charms cost 1. You probably want to play 3 of those. And then I think the strike, man, like the problem is like the strike fund and the steel skins synergize with the Audrey. Well, I mean, we're never cutting steel skin, but like the strike funds really. Raindrops is probably still good to play. Like Raindrops is just default good card, I think. Illumination. Chisel. Like we can play one transfer. Do we play transfer? Man. Because I could see two simul chips going in here. Like I think two simul chips, one chisel, and like these programs support that nicely. First 9 a.m. stream. I heard Seb decks are just better in Hosh from my good friend Brandon King. Okay, so Brandon sent me this, and I have a hard time believing that. I have a hard time believing that. It seems like there's a lot of value in the Seb. Oh yeah, Gachapon. Gachapon is a Gachapon and the price are two cards that my previous deck was missing, that I should heavily consider. I mean, like, I could take this and play it. It's not... Avgustina seems unnecessary. Avgustina is freaking... Avgustina's freaking Regenesis tech. Do I want Regenesis tech? Is that what we want? 3 chisel, 3 fermenter. I mean, maybe we just play this. No, but like privileged access is so good. No. There's no way. There's no way. The Sebastian's got to be better. The Sebastian's got to be better than this coach. I don't see this. Solidarity badge is a coster. Although Solidarity badge just draws you a card rather than clearing the tag most of the time, which is fine. It's probably overkill. Who won APAC Online? Well, it wasn't a bling deck, but like as I said, results are. I take results in a very isolated way. Regenesis deck is funny. It's cinema. Yeah. Devil Charm, Gachapon. Yeah. Okay. I want to figure out. I want to figure out Seb. I think Seb has got to be better. Friend of a friend, Lago. Like, I think maybe the transfers are just too... The transfer is just too influence heavy. And we free up influence for simul chips. which is going to help us get in. Whereas the transfer of wealth, I don't know. That's tough. It's very tough. Yeah, there isn't one cost for this illumination. But the thing is, like, if you spend a click and a card running R&D and you install 3 cards, even if you don't get a discount, that's fine. Buffer Drive Ashen is like so clunky. It's like these are 2 cards and 3 influence that I'm putting in the deck for the worlds where I run out of cards. Is it possible that that just doesn't happen? No, it's not, right? That should happen with the Lagos triggering. Valentina. Don't know where to go, y'all. Don't know where to go. Friend. Friend of a friend is good. Hannah is good. Yeah, like, man, I'm stuck. I'm very stuck right now, and like this stream is like I am just gonna be sitting here and figure this out. Install program a virtual resource. So there's no virtual resources. So this is just for installing programs. It triggers our bling, cuts cards out of the deck. I probably want price. We probably want price. This is going to help us find stuff. And it's just like pretty good value for most of the deck. And then what? Like we're cutting the raindrops. I was saying we can't cut raindrops. Gains you $2. It gains you $2, and you draw cards when subs fire. All right. We're gonna cut this. We're gonna play price. We're gonna shift the more. Oh my god. We're gonna shift this deck towards some more installables. So, illumination. Are all of our resources mandatory? Stone Ship. Valentina. I'm gonna focus on building this board. So my goal here now is to cut this deck down to 45 and like decide if I want to play Illumination and Transfer Wealth. If you want to cut Buffer and Ashen, might as well cut Lago. Maybe Bling is enough draw on its own. See, the thing is, like, I feel like, and tell me if you think I'm wrong, like, I feel like most of the time when I see decks like this, as in 3 Lago, 1 Buffer Drive, 1 Ashen, like most of the time people don't draw or install their Buffer Drive. And it's only in like the really, like in the games where things are going really well, where you actually get the Buffer Drive on the board. and when like the game is going super slow, which usually it's not. So like $3 to install this thing. Like usually the logo are just kind of firing, and there's no like you're just always firing the logo, and there's no buffer drive on the board. And something like if the buffer drive gets milled off the logo, like that's just something that can happen. There's just nothing people do about that. It's just an element of RNG that gets accepted in this deck. And the point of me bringing that up is like that makes me think that the logo should just be good on its own. I mean, like the logo, the point is that it's like clickless draw, right? So that like when the AUCO installs a card in a new remote, you're going to draw a card, and that helps you keep up a little bit. Probably cut these gambles. But again, like also like the buffer drive is like good in like the Audrey late game. Well, I mean, I guess the buffer drive is good. If you can get it down, the buffer drive should be good. It's just like it's such a clunky situation. Chisel says, what does Chisel say? Do I have to install this on res dice? No. So we throw the Chisel down. Chisel has to be on a certain ice, whereas Crew can be on any ice, because Chisel you have to put it on the ice. And then you crew it, you trash it with Devil Charm. Costs you a click and $2. Crew, yeah, okay. So we're not considering Chisel. So Chisel's not being considered. Therefore, Simulchip is also not being considered. And Price is going to rip us through the deck. Buffer Drive Ashen is going to work, and this is going to be good. Okay. So this is what we're playing in terms of the card draw situation. So we're gonna play the Buffer Drive Ashen, we're gonna play the Price. I think this is the influence we're gonna use. I could cut the Illumination for like a third Stone Chip and a Simulchip. What other influence is there? Nothing, just Transfer of Wealths. Okay, is there any cards that we want to consider that we haven't put in here? Solidarity Badge, potentially. But these decks are playing Amanuensis, and they're trying to keep a tag across the turn. I would rather not, but maybe you do, because, you know, you got the Sebastião text, which is actually, like, pretty good. So maybe we do play Solidarity Badge. But the thing is, like, I think there's enough tag kill decks. Well, yeah, maybe floating one tag is usually fine. Bling is like max. It's a way to build a bigger deck, methinks. That's that could be the case. So what? So we think we just like roll with this and we go jam a game and see what happens? And we can make edits from there? Yeah, let's do it. I don't know if Illumination. This card is a little sus. This card's a little bit sus. But maybe it's fine. All right. Let's jam a game. I think we've hit a bit of a block. Let's play a game. Let's see how it feels. We're at 50 cards. The Illumination seems sus to me. the fact that, yeah, like I guess like we're only installing the zero costers with illumination for the purposes of triggering blink. Like there's no free lunch, stone ship, devil charm, and gourmand. Otherwise, there's probably better influence for this illumination, is what I'm trying to say. We could cut the illumination and cut one stone ship and go back to the second transfer of wealth. Like, I'm not super high on transfer of wealth. But yeah, I should be. Interested in your thoughts. Let me know. I'm very much learning here. New runner deck. Bling Seb. All right. Let's see what we got. I can pull up the deck lists. Should I? All right, let's do it. What the heck? Oh my goodness. Okay. There we go. We're gonna... What is happening here? Deck list. Bling Seb. Transfer is sick, but even sicker than Seb, I'd go to transfer of wealth. All right. We can give that a shot. I'm not going to full screen because it's better for me to follow along with chat if I don't full screen. Okay, so you're saying to go to 49 cards with 2 transfers and no illumination. Let's play one game with it like this. The thing is, like, it does cut a stone ship out of the deck as well. And I like that stone ship. So, yeah, I like that stone ship. Okay, how do I... Okay, let's zoom in. This hand is a keep. Right? We got a Lago. We got a Gamble. Gamble's strictly here for our openings. Okay, we got Econ Operation Ice Ice. It's a good opening for them. They've taken a mulligan. We can slam this Steel Skin if we're so inclined. We probably are. Okay. Do I hold the Gourmand and wait for a bling? This illumination looks bad now because R&D is ice. I don't know. I'm gonna take $1. I'm gonna take $1, and we're gonna play the Steel Skin next turn. Maybe this is like This is probably just like too greedy of a way of playing this deck. Is I should just like play normally, and when Bling shows up, we'll get our Bling triggers. But I shouldn't like hold cards in my hand for the purposes of Bling. That probably doesn't make sense. Plano for 3 cards is very aggressive. Sudden Commandment into YDL. Okay. One click to go. Card on remote draws me a card, so that'd be ID. Second ice on R&D. Okay. Oh, R&D is iced. GG. Okay. Play second Stillskin. Give me Bling. No. But we have Botulus Transfer. I mean, what does Nebula play? Nothing, right? Like Mest is like the worst case. Unsmiling. Yeah, whatever. Doom Scroll, I guess. Yeah, we just slam this. And then we can install the Hana, click the Hana. What is that? Yeah, it's a Mest. Okay, sure. So we break the end the run sub. We're gonna lose $3. Take a tag, install Hana, clear the tag. I could try to Illumination now if I was really crazy. We'll take a king making though. And then we'll go clear the tag. And then draw, yeah. Don't really need that. I think we'll just put this down. Need to find that Bling. Maybe we should have mulliganed. Maybe you just like hard mulligan for Bling. Maybe. Maybe. Oh! Gosh, sure gamble, price, no free lunch, and privileged access. Okay. Okay. We do just hard mulligan for Bling. Like, we have to cut this deck down to 45. We have to. We have to cut the deck down to 45. This is not how we want to play this. Yeah, like this deck has to come down to 45. I'm throwing one of these on the board, like, so that we we just like make room in our hand to draw, anticipating future bad draws. Hit the transfer. Yep. Okay. Yes. Set that to always. Greasing as well. So they played Petty Cash from Archives, and also, so they just like cleared out their whole hand, have $6 left, and they used to put a planogram on top. Okay. I don't think I popped this, right? Or maybe we do. Maybe we do. We're gonna pop this because this is a scoring deck, so we're gonna pop this. Still no Bling, but even if we draw it now, it's not actually gonna help us that much. Struggling here. Struggling big time. Well, I can draw once. That's useful, I guess. Stone Ship? Hannah? Stone Ship? Hannah? Gosh. Let me just install the stone ship and pop it. Like, we're gonna get... Like, we shouldn't, like, just, like, tunnel vision on bling triggers, because we're gonna get, like, privileged access, which will get my triggers, so don't have to worry about it too much. Yeah, we'll bottom friend of a friend, sure. What happened here? They drew 3, they're installing Spin Doctor, and they're clicking for 2 credits? Okay. So we can install Henna and run that. Steel Skin could be played. Stone Ship could be popped instead. Might as well pop the Stone Ship first. Audrey is very good, although it's definitely Spin Doctor, so that's just gonna get popped here. But oh well, I mean, I guess we will install it. And then we can't install Gourmand. And the botulus MU is about to get awkward. Awkward, awkward, awkward. I mean, this is always Spin Doctor, so we're not going to install the Audrey. This is so bad. It's so bad. Another reason for transfer of wealth is to self-tag before threat 3. Is to self-tag before threat 3. Don't quite follow that. You're saying, like, it's better for me to take the transfer of wealth tag now because Oppo only gives me 2 tags? Don't quite follow that one. Self-tag before threat 3. Guess I'm installing Audrey and I'm clicking for $2. It's not good. The other thing about, like, these Virus Anarch decks is, like, your deck is super swingy, which is another reason why these types of decks don't speak to me. Is that like the degree in which I'm doing well is usually, like, pretty linear, and you have a good sense of where you're at. Whereas, like, these decks, like, because all your cards do very unique things. What that means is when you find the right card, the difference between when you find the right card and when you don't find the right card is, like, massive. And that's kind of what's happening here. Like, we could just, like, slam into HQ here. They've only got $7, so it's, like, a reasonable shout. Okay, so Devil Charm Crew gets us in to HQ. I guess we're going for that. Boom, boom. Hit the no free lunch. Run. And then figure it out. I mean, we could also play this, like, the privileged access should get played later. Again, like, once we have the bling down, we also want to, like, get the Gourmand. Actually, there's already Gourmand in the bin. But, like, get the crew back, stuff like that. All right, so let's pop this. And we'll go install, run HQ. Right? We can Audrey the Strike Fund as well. Okay. No. Could take a tag for fun here, but there's no need. We're gonna trash. Oh, I'm gonna draw a card with this Gourmand. Oh, we don't have to do this during the run. We can just do this later. Okay. Happy to trash that. To a friend of a friend. That's good. Oh. Shoot. Shoot. I wanted to Audrey this strike fund. I'll do it after I end turn. Okay, so we're gonna discard the strike fund. We're gonna pick it back up and do it. The illumination. Am I throwing this out? I feel like we are, right? Out of the cards in my hand, this is the worst card. So that sucks. Okay, so then we're gonna drag it back to hand. And then trash it. Trigger the strike fund. Bottom it. Okay. Okay, good to go. See, like, you see this swing? Like, we were like, oh no, we're so screwed. And then we drew Crew Devil Charm, and now we're like firmly in control of the game. So now it's friend of a friend, click it, install Manuel, run HQ, pop the Hannah. 1, 2, 3. That doesn't get me the Gourmand install. But I think it's okay. Like, we're not in a rush to do that because we're just gonna be like running HQ over and over again. So yeah, so it's friend of a friend, pop it, install this guy, run HQ, and then we're gonna pop the Hannah, do other stuff. It's an end pot, sure. So I think we get rid of this. And we're going to get another HQ access next turn with the Botulus sitting on here and the Audrey counters. We see a Nano Management and a King Making. And then we're going to pop the Hannah. And then I could Privileged Access now, but like we're just going to wait for this Bling. So we're going to try to draw for Bling. Nope. Probably because you'd rather not small Praxis, which is threat gated. Sure. At the moment, Seb isn't doing much. We could use some tags for tempo, but yes, Praxis is what I meant. Install with Praxis. Not sure what that's referring to, Alex, but also hello. Anarch misses moshing so much. Turning the wrong cards into money and the right cards is so important. It's 100%. 100%. It's such a big deal. Plano draw 3, Ice HQ credit. There's a lot of drawing going on with those planos. Not what I would be doing. So do we take the good play or we take the greedy play? The good play is we play the Privileged Access, we install a bunch of crap, we install the Devil Charm, and we run HQ. Which is like definitely the play that we gotta make here. But if we had the frickin' Bling on the board, we would be seeing 3 cards. But I can't draw for that. Like this, like I have to run. Yeah, like we're literally installing. Like it's so good. All right, hands are tied. It's too good. I can't wait for it to be better, so we're gonna do it now. All right, so this is gonna install this. This is gonna install this. And it's gonna install that, and then we're gonna install this, and then we're gonna run HQ, and then we're gonna click the Hannah, and it's gonna be busted. Ooh, a ping. That I don't want to Devil Charm. I can't take a third tag and break and trash that. That's a little annoying. That is a little annoying. There's no leech in this deck. If I could take a tag and trash, and then we have 3 tags, and then we clear tag. Like I could go down to, how much money would I go down to? I'd go down to 3 credits. It's pretty annoying here. Deal with. Because otherwise I Audrey. We don't like that either. I think I am gonna Audrey. We just Audrey this friend of a friend. Because I shouldn't need it. Yeah. And then we're gonna pivot and run R&D. Does that make sense? Because I probably want to run HQ. But I can't run HQ next turn. Yeah, it's awkward. Hi, cat. Crew tag and Audrey for no trash from hand. Oh, man. I don't think we want to... Do we want to take that tag? Like, I'm scared of our, that's the thing. Like, what do we need econ for? Yeah, okay. No, you know what? We're going to do that. I like that. Let's... the thing is, I feel like we might as well just crew it, because there's 2 crews left in the deck, and this ping is always going to be a little annoying to us. Yeah, so I think we're actually just going to take it down. I like the initial suggestion of just using the Audrey counter, but this ping is always going to be annoying, and especially with another Gourmand in my hand, we're always going to be running HQ. We might pressure R&D once, but once we run R&D and 1 or 2 ice gets res, we're always coming back to HQ. Sure. We want the nano management, but that's fine. Yeah. There's the bling. Could have drawn for it. Okay, so now we have to pop this, and now we have to clear the 2 tags. And I go down to 1 credit because we paid $2 for the thing, which I forgot about. I could also just not clear tags because we've seen Greasing the Palm and Nano, but actually we've seen Greasing the Palm, so I guess we clear. Yeah, we'll clear. Delay a score, potentially. Ooh. Oh. I was thinking I was getting money, but I'm not. So what? So now we just draw. Am I running? Oh, I could duck the mest. That's actually really good. Credit, install, run HQ. Beautiful. Oh, but then this card we have to use right away. Didn't think about that. That's fine. That's pretty good, but that's fine. We're gonna come run HQ. It's fine. We're only gonna see 1 card. See the nano maybe. There's also just agendas in hand are decent shot. Touch ups is fine. Touch ups is just another score piece. Are we trashing cards just for the sake of trashing cards? Yeah, sure. I guess so. We just trash cards for the sake of trashing cards. 2 blings in a row, by the way. Next turn, you can just face check the other ice and get cheap friend install. Since there's got to be a tag in there somewhere. yeah. That's not a bad suggestion. Maybe you'll hit an Oracle or Behold and get it installed for free. Ooh, okay. That's like really good for me. Because Superconducting Hub is like... I mean, they're technically on game point with the king making, but it has to be king making and a nano management. What now? We can do the same run on HQ. Crew. I mean, that's good. Okay, so it's run HQ and then we take a credit. And then next turn we're gonna Audrey away the strike fund and then we can Audrey away the strike fund, get up to $3, install a friend, take a tag, get the crew down. That triggers Bling. We'll figure it out. Nice snipe. And we take a credit. And then I think we should do this now, just because it triggers the buffer drive. Also, we got to keep in mind that like popping buffer drive is a line. So at any time we can pick up one of these cards, which adds to the complexity of this game tenfold. Okay, so it's install friend, click it, installs me crew, and then run HQ clear tag. But they're also not flipped, so we can chill here. All right, so we do this, we do this, we do this. What's happening? There we go. Star card on Bling. Don't want that. Now I could run here just to see 2 cards, but actually, like, I think we want to just take the turn off. Yeah. That's good. And we don't want the Audrey. Okay, so this is gonna get us a bunch of cards. It'll trigger, actually no, there's nothing left to trigger. Oh, I bottomed the logo, I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have, I don't know. Okay. So what now? I mean, now we're just like running R&D, running HQ, seeing cards, right? I'm at 5 points. We can't, we now lose to nano management 3-2. So we have to run. Price seems fine. These cards are in my hand. You can play or install them as if they were in your grip. Right, so I can't trash them to Audrey. Which is a little unfortunate. Choose a trash card to add to the bottom stack. Ashen, Bling, no free lunch, and privileged access. Great. I guess it's privileged access at this point. And then we're going to install the no free lunch. And we're going to put a friend of a friend on there. Okay. So we take a tag. We can install this. And then I can clear a tag, take a tag. Like we have some plays here actually. Because the crew is going to give us a tag. And then we can clear the tag, take a tag. Lots of plays here. Okay, so I think we want to run R&D first. Which is bad for Fly Swatter, but is fine for everything else. Because there's a higher chance that ice on R&D gets rezzed, which means that we're going to have to deal with it, and it gives me an opportunity to take tags. Does your list have 1x Iru? No, it does not. Should I add 1x Iru? Alex, I think you joined, like, I was doing like some deck building. This deck is like very, like, we kind of hit a block, didn't know what to do. So I was just like, okay, we're going to play this and see if we can try to figure something out. Okay, so we actually want to just crew this down. So we're going to say no. And we're going to go take a tag, install this, trigger Bling. Silly stuff. Remove a tag, take a tag, install this, trash it. Okay. That's pretty silly, and now I have a tag for the manual. It was a really, like, I really took advantage of that res there. Capacitor and kingmaking. GG. There we go. Was it a solid game? Again, I have a very high standard for the meaning of solid game. So I would say it wasn't, but like maybe it was. Yeah. It should have 1x Iru. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we can throw a 1x Iru in there. Okay, let's talk about the deck. So this is the list. I am gonna turn this off, and then we're gonna move myself. Yeah, let's deck build. Like I'm here to deck build. So Iru's, yeah, like the suggestion. I've done my own iterations on Bling Seb. I found the Iru closed like 50% of the winning games, though it felt a bit win more if Archives was open. Anyways, yeah, that is where my mind would turn to. In terms of issues. But it did help justify crewing Archives Ice to keep Praxis online. Okay. I like that. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, NFL seems insane, so yeah, cutting to 45 seems good. More Bling and NFL draws. Yeah. Wentagon NFL is absolutely insane. Just get the second transfer vault in and we are Gucci. It's just recurring tags for Manuel when you need them as well. Yeah. I'll bounce. Good luck with the testing. Thanks for hanging out, Arndt. Always fun. Okay, so we didn't really give the illumination much of a chance. So let's do that. Let's do this. We're going to play the second transfer of wealth. There's a shout for an Iru. Instead of breaching archives, breach R&D. Threat 3, you access an additional card. Yeah, and it justifies crewing archives, and it synergizes with this Manuel extra access. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're back at 50 cards, but I think this is a good suggestion. The price is really good. Like it might have been we were just unlucky, but like. No, we really want to cut this down. So the Ashen is necessary. The Praxis is necessary. The Steelskin's necessary. The Strike Fund is necessary, and it's definitely better than the Gamble. We could cut the Gambles. The Devil Charms, like, the Devil Charms, like, the Devil Charm is what gets you in at the start, and then like later in the game the Devil Charms became less necessary, but I think the fact that they're unique, the fact that they RFG means that playing 3 makes sense here. Friend of a friend, Hannah's like again, people are cutting Hannah's, but like the Hannah is like as insane as the NFL. And then the rest of this is like pretty standard. The Valentina maybe you can get rid of because you could call this win more. Like by the time that my deck is like firing off and clearing a bunch of like by the time my deck is like taking tags and clearing tags and taking tags and clearing tags, gaining the extra dollar from the Valentina is unnecessary. I think that's a decent argument. Yeah, we're gonna cut this. We're going to cut that. There's one slot. Gourmand is good. Botulus is good. Audrey is good. I think this is the right amount. Like, I think the 2 Botulus allows us to be a little more surgical with it. Or I guess it forces us to be a little more surgical with it. And we kind of only have the MU for 2 anyways. Because you always want an Audrey on the board. You're cycling 1 copy of Gourmand, so you have 2 copies of Botulus, and that's your 5 MU. Let's try to cut these gambles. Which means the deck is going to rely on playing the price, and playing the strike funds, and playing the friend of a friend's. Is that too risky? I want to try this. Like let's try to force our way down to 45 and see where that takes us. Which means I think we could cut 1 Devil Charm. Valentina's the 4th NFL kind of. Right. Yeah. That's true. That's a good point. Cut Ashen Lago and buffers. It's triple. Ashen Lago and buffers. No, those gotta be good. Getting the tag clear on install to trigger Seb more is the real value, like gaining and clearing 2 tags in a single run. It's hard to line up. I cut the gambles in the end, since it's such a hard card to play if it lands on the bling. Unless you ran Mamie. Right. Jokes aside, gamble cut seems fine. 1 devil, 1 Lago. Yeah. I think a devil goes. Yeah, okay, so the Valentina. Let's pull the card up again. That's a good argument that the Valentina just like is an NFL in a way. It's like it's NFL if it's threat 3. It's NFL if it's threat 3. Because I go. Because what? NFL is install clear tag, and Valentina is install clear tag, get $1, but I had to spend $2 on it. So if you took a tag, then you install Valentina. Nah, yeah, I think we're gonna cut it. We're gonna cut it. Just because there's like tons of tag clearing. Like I already have Hannah and friend of a friend, which serves the connection clear tag purpose. But I like this. Cut a Lago, cut a Devil Charm, 45. I'm gonna let's roll with this. Keep throwing your comments at me. Like this is like a very, very work in progress. I'm gonna try to keep up. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Does this now? Not quite. Okay. Sorry, I should probably line this up after I make my game, hey? Runner, create, edit the deck list. I like this. We've refined that. I think playing 45 cards is like very, very important. You take a tag and install it, clearing that tag. But yeah, seems one of the worst cards left. Lago 2x versus 3x is a question, but I think I'd rather be 46 and 3x. 3 Bling 3 Lago's a lot of slots dedicated to draw that trashes cards. I don't know. Yeah, it's a good point as well. Okay, Alex is jumping in. Let's do it. Okay, so we have our Bling. And transfer into friend of a friend. Oh, man. Am I keeping this just for the Bling? Or are we at 45 cards and we can actually be, like... Man, the transfers are really good, though. But, like, if an ice shows up, like, okay. No clue if this matchup is anything. If ice on HQ shows up, then this hand is now potentially awkward? Is it? Maybe not, because we just like draw and install friend of a friend, and that's just going to get me going. We're going to keep this hand. Although we really want Lago, because this is an asset ob, I believe. Okay, so I show up on HQ. We can YOLO the transfer ball anyways, but that's probably unnecessary. So let's draw. Oh, we could actually just run server 1 as well. Let's draw first. Ooh. Ooh. I think we save that for later. I like this poke. I think this is a worthwhile poke. And then I think we're just like install friend of a friend. Maybe we park the Botulus on HQ. Again, this is ob, right? So like they have like extract and stuff like that. But maybe parking the Botulus on HQ is worth it. Oh knows. I forgot about that. We do gotta think about that sometimes. That sucks. I did forget about that. Okay, play this. Play the friend of friend. It's okay. Okay. Right. So that enabled the bladderwort, so I really got punished for that run. Really, really hard. But alright. We could park the Botulus on here. Sad for us with Bonk. Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, so we're drawing for a Hannah. Really? We're just gonna take another net? Gosh, that sucks. We could just lose the Bling here. But I think we put the Botulus on this white space. Crew just trashes this. But I have to deal with this, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Hostile Architecture is like coming as well. Could cause us problems. Praxis was the best card to lose. So really happy about that. What is this score? Wow. This timing is insane. Oh man, losing the second transfer on the Bling. But now we... Yikes. Big yikes. Big, big, big yikes. This is so awkward. I'm definitely just running through this and trashing this bladderwort. We just have to find a resource to install. That's technically a resource. Oh, man. Hey, Bing. How's it going? So far, Bling is just going in the bin. I mean, like, we could just, like, run it. Like, if we run HQ, we just steal some agendas here, right? Team Mulligan was a keep. This was so bad. Tithe. Are we running through this Tithe to trash this Bladderwort? I don't think I am. I'm just gonna let it trigger. There's the Hannah. Oh, so now we can do this. Thank goodness. Lost the Eru. That's good. We didn't want that. Of the cards we had in hand. Now, we could just stay tagged so that I can get an extra click out of the Hannah. Does this deck play End of the Line? I don't think it does. So I can spend a click to clear it. I can gain a click and clear a tag, which is worth 2 clicks and 2 credits. Or he could trash a card from hand and spend a click and 2 credits to trash the Hannah. I think I'm going to make him do that. No free lunch is an excellent draw. That's also really good for him. Man, the Spin Doctor now too. So now he's definitely going to trash this Hannah. I think. I don't know. His money might be tight. No Blings will be installed this game, I predict. Measured response only, I think, yeah. Well, Bling's going to be installed next turn, it looks like. Oh, or not. I mean, if we slash and burn an Azif here. Wow. That's crazy. Well, we're just getting outdrawn here for sure. Okay. There's the Bling. There's the Crew. There's the Devil Charm. Pieces are in order. I can leave this sitting there. Then that's probably just fine. Hopefully I can draw something that takes a tag. Praxis would be great. No. So I have to install this. All right. Praxis would have been so good there. Because we would have installed, we would have cleared the tag and then reinstalled like no free lunch and like maybe the Botulus. Well, I don't know if you'd install the Botulus. But okay. Gotta watch out for measureds now. Okay. Don't really want that. Whatever's in server 2, I don't think we care about. I mean, we just gotta draw up and not die. So that's good. That is probably, we're probably gonna have to like hold Steel Skins this game. And now we have to decide if we want this Botulus. I don't think we do. Okay. Antil's really good. Pop it, sell it, gain a bunch of money. Front company. Wow. Okay. So he starts the turn, goes excavator, credit, double measured. Okay. So what? My turn is... I should be able to crew whatever ice this is, right? I mean, I could just like run a central, bounce, install Devil Charm, run a remote, run a central, install Devil Charm, run remote, which means I can play the Steel Skin. And then we just like are going to be using the No Free Lunch for money. Alternatively, I can install the Devil Charm, run Archives, take 2 net damage, trigger the Steel Skin, but also I could just like install Friend of a Friend. Thinking. So if I pop this, we go to 3, we spend 2, we go to 1, and then we gain 5. So we die measured. I think we run Archives here and just take 2 net damage. Because I want to trigger the Steel Skin and draw something. Is that crazy, y'all? Is Seb build restriction cost worth it? Never built a deck with them. Is Seb build restriction cost worth it? What is the build restriction? Yeah, not sure what you're referencing there. Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay. So now we've drawn a resource I can install. This doesn't make any sense. I actually just want to draw a card after. I don't know. I mean, we have to run, so we'll just run and figure it out. I'm probably just drawing a card last click, and we just go to 4 cards. And if he goes no res, then like, yeah, then we just die. Wow. All right. I could trash the excavator. No, that doesn't help me. Yeah. Yeah, we just died a double measured. I mean, like, it was like really good draw on the other side here. Also, like, running into the thing was really bad. Running into the white space was like really, really bad. There it is, yeah. Ugh. Yeah, fighting for that, fighting for that remote ice was like way too. The remote ice situation was way too bad for me. Yeah, and also like the turn where I was like, I'm gonna leave this Hannah on the board and like force you to trash it was the turn that he also had like excavator into spin, which I guess was always there, but then also above the law, slash and burn was just too, like, yeah, there's not much you can do in that situation. We'll do this. Let's run that back. Okay, so this is a bad hand. Right? Wait a second. Maybe I shouldn't write this off. Install friend of a friend, pop it, take a tag, install Hannah, run somewhere. Install Audrey, run somewhere. Praxis is in hand, Ashen gets thrown out. Maybe we keep this? Gosh. No good way to turn cards on Bling into cards in hand is rough in this meta. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna play this. There's like a good opening. I'm gonna keep every hand as like a good opening pattern. Whoa. Okay. Right. Okay. I will. Okay. So it's like friend of a friend. Thing is, like, this gains me. This actually means that I can go and poke it. Maybe. Right? I mean, I would lose $3, but it wouldn't end the run. Now, let's just set up. That is useless. If I draw again. I think we just gotta cycle these cards. Like, I really want to take advantage of the Hannah, but I don't think we can. Like, I could go and poke the remote here, but like, no. Okay. Let's get it down. Get it down. This match is what I was referencing earlier about cards in hand. Yeah, I mean, like, I think with the still skins and the still 2 copies of Lago, the Bling will hopefully be good here. We are missing the stone ships, though. I did have to cut one of the stone ships to put in the second transfer of wealth. And the stone ship is really, really good. Okay. So I could praxis for this Hannah. But I don't have another installable in hand. Ooh. We also kind of want that buffer drive. So, like, man, yeah, like, we really want the the Lago here. We're really missing the Lago in this matchup. Praxis, Hannah. Like, I think Audrey Gourmand run is probably just really good. Oh, right. We don't need that. Just check one of these cards. Doesn't matter which one. This one, I guess. Okay. Sure. We'll pay 2 because, like, there's gonna be like excavator we're gonna want to trash, and we lost the best option in our hand, which is excellent. There's gonna be excavator. There's gonna be like hostile architecture, things that like cost like wall to wall. So we'll get a little bit more value out of this way. Hopefully we can draw a connection here. Nice. That's beautiful. Okay, so now we praxis. And we install this, and oh, yes. And we install Hannah. Yes. And then we run somewhere. I probably want this buffer drive on the board now, though. I can just run one of the new servers, but also the fact that there was a you know, that card, the hearts and minds on the board suggests that server 2 could be an agenda. Like, I think we could also just run server 2. I think I am just gonna check the old card. Nice. Okay, so we want to gourmand that. That's perfect. And price is going to keep us going. Okay. Oh, actually, it's not. We're going to lose that to this. I'm just hating for the bling memes. Yes. But we're all glad you're here. That's the thing, Phil. Do you have the extra JNet sound effect for bling turned on? Just don't die to Bladderwort. Yeah. Okay, so we also could die to like as if. So I need to have 3 cards in hand at the end of the turn. And I don't know if we're installing this bling or this buffer drive, but I feel like we have to. Like, the Ashen's gone, game can get grindy. So if I pop the Hannah, which I guess is always happening, so let's do that. So now I have 3 clicks. I can install Friend of a Friend. No, that doesn't work. We can install no feel. I mean, we can just draw 2 cards and install buffer drive. Is probably the best line. And then we just forget about these cards, unfortunately. Ooh. Maybe for next turn. We really want this money. Nah, we can't take the risk. We have to. I think we want the buffer drive. That's a tough call. It's a really, really tough call. It's a really, really tough call. Because, like, Friend of a Friend. Oh. Friend of a Friend is like so much money. And I could have like installed Friend of a Friend, click it, install Hannah there. Also no free lunch. Yeah, it's a tough call. But it's fine. Like, we don't have to be greedy. Like, these are just like extra cards that are nice if we like. This is the thing, right? Laura has expressed this this issue with cards in hand, but like, the bling gives you options. Like, you can use the cards on bling instead of the cards in your hand. So it's just like generating you options. That means that, like, it's not hard cards in your hand, but it's like still cards that you can use without losing cards in hand. So I think it's like pretty valuable still. Okay, we're definitely playing the price. Click 1. Because this can trigger a bunch of stuff. We hit no free lunch, botulus, transfer, and steel skin. So let's trigger the steel skin. Missed out on the strike fund. That's okay. We can Audrey that. And then we can bottom. HQ has been double iced, so like we don't care about that in the short term here. We could put a botulus somewhere, but I think I just install this no free lunch. Pretty sure. Guess we'll bottom the steel skin. Bottom the transfer? Bottom the steel skin. I think we want the no free lunch. Install a card on Bling. Okay. So this is interesting because I could just play this. I could just play this and he can res some ice on me and I'll probably get in. Yeah, we absolutely just play this. Okay. That's really good. Like, Strike Fund, Steelskin in hand, Hannah, Crew in hand, really, really good. Okay. So we go match strength. Now, what do we match strength with? It's gotta be... I think it's gonna be Strike Fund along with the Hannah that gets used here, which means that we can just keep these two cards in hand, and we should be okay. Because we're gonna go trash, 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 and then if this is Bladderwort, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, I just want money here. I don't think I have money to trash, 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 but it's fine. Okay, so we're gonna go match and break with the Strike Fund. Gain 2. Do I have enough money to trash it all? I'm not sure. Oh, I do, because I steal $1. We have no free lunch money. We're gonna click the Hannah as well. So we should be okay. Not tithe. Okay, we'll take the $1. We're gonna install Hannah. Host the top card of Bling. Yes. Steal. We have an Eru that we have access to if we'd like. Okay, so now we're gonna go and trash a bunch of stuff. Do I have enough money? I have $4, $5, $6, $7. $3, $6, $7 is what we need. Yeah. So we'll run here. Trash. We'll I do have to pop this Hannah. So I might as well do that and draw a card. No, but I could also just check server 6. Although we don't have any money to check server 6. But I could check it for fun. No, wait, he has no money. Could be an excavator. But I'd rather still trash wall-to-wall anthill if it's excavator. Yeah. So I pop this. I think I'm always drawing. And then we're trashing these two cards. Okay. Excavator's the best card here for server 6. It's not. Install credit makes sense. We drew a Botulus. I can always run that. We have Steelskin in hand and Audrey counters, but I don't have money. $2. Best card is a Bladderwort. I could click for 3 and run. It's actually fine. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Because this is like, he's going to resin ice here, right? And then we like break it with the Steelskin. Get it, like break it with Audrey and Steelskin. That's going to cycle our cards while getting a little bit of value out of the break. And then we have $3 to trash a Bladderwort. Or a wall-to-wall, something we want to trash as well. Okay. Oh, wait. I I don't have to boost strength for that. So that's an excavator in server 6? Oh, it's an excavator in server 1. Sure. So we're going to trash that for a 1 coster. Fine. Okay. I would love to. We're in the part of the game where Audrey is just kind of running over the game here. I mean, it's definitely just run server 5, click 1, right? Because I don't want to take net damage. We could also just access cards and let him have his money. It's tough. That's tough. Very tough. Because, like, this excavator... Well, yeah, excavator's fine. I guess we're running the Bladderwort. So let's do that, click 1. Because we might, like, break something and draw cards. So let's see what we find. Okay. Always trashing, I guess. We could run HQ just to go see what this card is. Could be an agenda. I could also just click for 3. My econ is like bad right now. But like the thing is like I maybe I've actually been a little too easy on these steel skins. Like these steel skins are also going to keep me alive later off from double measured. So like I could also just like completely just chill out. We just like see the top card of R&D just for info. And then nice. Let's go again. Okay. That's just good to know. Bladderwort's gonna come down here. Yep. Another Lago trigger. Always shuffling the cards back. The more cards we shuffle back, the more HP we have. And this is a matchup where HP matters. This is an insane draw. That's gonna kickstart our econ here. Like we're gonna reinstall this friend of a friend or something. Hannah. It's probably friend of a friend. Or it could be Manuel and I'm just like getting accesses to try to win the game. Okay. What's happened here? Bladderwort, Manuel, Excavator to trash Maskarov, good to get Kesselroyd. Yeah, okay. So we go draw. So HQ is ripe. Bladderwort I can ignore if I don't run HQ. Otherwise I can just take a damage, it's fine. We get another Lago trigger. Nice. Res front company. Sure. That's annoying. That's very annoying. Honestly, I want to just Manuel and just run HQ, run R&D. Like, how does that not... That should win us the game, right? Like, these agendas should be present. Is that what we're going for, though? He gains $1, gains 3 more, goes to 8. I could just privileged access and then go for it. I'm beginning to think that these games aren't going to last long enough for Ashen to really matter. Yeah! It's a good point, Chris. That is a very good point. We've never wanted to really play the Ashen. So yeah, maybe you cut that and like Do you play a second buffer drive? Because the buffer drive has been like really good here. I don't know. Has it been really good? We'll do the math at the end of the game to see how many cards we've bottomed and if that's actually worth it. Do we just play this privileged access? Play the privileged access. We take a tag. We install Gourmand. We install a crew from hand and like the Manuel. Oh, I bottomed the Manuel. Because I wasn't thinking. Okay, good note to me. I never play this, so there's a point of inexperience for you. Is that somebody who plays this more than I do wouldn't have done that. Should not have bottomed the Manuel. Okay, so that's not an option. We can get this friend of a friend. So I go privileged access, install. Click the friend of a friend. Nice. Okay. Privileged access, click the friend of a friend. But I also, I should probably just chill. Like, I could also just, run R&D, take $1, run and trash the front company, take $1, is also totally fine. I think we're just going to do that. Yeah, I think so. I think we are just going to do that. This privileged access also triggers Bling twice. It's actually a little hard to think about this because it's a little hard to think about this because the privileged access is gonna put 2 cards on the Bling, and it's man, I can't really plan for that. You know? Oh man, we are good. He says, oh, I need those. Yes. Yes, he does. Anthill being rezzed. Okay, that's pretty good for him. Trigger the steel skin. Bottom the steel skin. Timmy, hey, how's it going? Yes, I bottomed the manual buffer drive. Got the catch on me. Second buffer better, maybe? Yeah. How many times is buffer triggered? Uses buffer drive 8 times. So if it weren't for buffer drive, there would be 9 cards left in the deck, which is fine. The buffer drive also allows you to recur a card. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's not necessary. Maybe none of this is necessary. But the flow of cards, the Lago is very important in this matchup in the assets. I just realized that me moving around is probably distracting. I also realized that my face is blocking one of the servers if it gets there, so that's also not ideal. This is fine, right? I'm going to cover a bit of the names. Sorry. Okay. Oh, yeah. We haven't played much price. We've only found 1 price. What's happening? Draw, install. Where'd the lamplighter come from? We sold the anthill for it. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go draw, install, and then put the reduce service on HQ. Okay. That's cute, but like this net damage is fine. I'm happy to just take it. So now we definitely just praxis friend of friend, and we just get a bunch of money. And we just like do this first because we're gonna get bling triggers. We're gonna get 2 bling triggers. But yeah, we definitely should not have bottomed the manual with the buffer drive. That was really bad. That's a good lesson to learn. Which is again just like due to inexperience with this deck. So let's install. So we're always installing. Oh, we're not always installing crew. We actually want to install all the other stuff first. So privileged access resource. We're installing friend of a friend. We just kind of need money right now. So let's install that. That isn't going to trigger bling, so that's actually a misplay. Let's trigger Gourmand. Audrey is a useless card because we already have one. Then we'll install this, and it's another crew. Okay. I don't need another crew. And we also don't care about this bladderwort. Like, he's gonna, like, excavate this bladderwort. And the econ flow is kind of a little too good for him. I could run this excavator, actually. That's 100% what we do here. So we clear this tag. I'm lagging. We clear this tag. And then we run and trash this excavator. Okay. I can take a tag, install crew, trash it. I can take a tag, install crew, trash it. We also could die to... Oh, we don't anymore. We don't anymore. If this wasn't rezzed, then we could die to extract double measured. But we don't anymore. I think we just Audrey this. And we just let this crew die. The bling is fine. Bottom it. Trash. And I could just take a credit. We could go see the top card of R&D. But credit's fine. Credit's fine. We're like insanely ahead right now. Like this shouldn't be winnable. Like I just have to stay alive. And it shouldn't be winnable for the corp. Also, I was saying I've been like when I like move around and my chair is like moving around, it's probably distracting. I'm sorry. This might be the okay. After this game, we'll revisit deck building again, and see if we want to change the buffer drive and the Ashen. So, if there's any comments on that, I'd love to hear them. Okay, this is now just GG, 100%. Because now we install Hannah. Yeah. Now we install Hannah. Or Iru. It's definitely Hannah. Strike Fund, okay. Program, Gourmand. Second Hannah, that's unfortunate. I can install this crew. I don't need to though. But let's do it. It's free, it triggers the bling. And then we run server 9. And then we crew down the tide to install new Hannah. Pop Hannah. Crew down the tithe, pay $2, which is like money that I don't want to pay. So maybe that's just unnecessary. Wall to wall. Okay, I'm happy to gourmand it, I think. Nice. And then we hit this, and we run. We play this first. Might as well, I think. Bling, Gourmand, Manuel, Stone Ship. Okay. Manuel. Oh, wait. No, this is the one. What do we want to bottom? We want to bottom the Stone Ship. And then we're going to install the Manuel. And trigger Bling. Okay. And now we're going to run server 1. No, this is okay. Now this is not necessary. Well, no, actually, we totally do this because now we can like run a central and access double cards. We don't want to trigger Bling now. We got to be careful because we do die to things. Is there a no free lunch in there? No. Oh, I should put the Ashen on top and we could just play it. But I can always like steal skin for it, so that's fine. No, but Ashen doesn't help me. Maybe I've messed up here. I think I have messed up here. So I just need to have money then. So no, we don't want to do this. And then we're gonna crew it. This is very unnecessary. This is like very inaccurate, I think, what we're doing here. So I need to like practice this and like iron this out. Okay. I can Hannah the follow-up. Is there a Gourmand left? No. Is there a Praxis left? No. Do I want to trigger this Lago? Like, none of this matters anymore. Like, I'm always... If I run a Central, if I run R&D, I'm just going to go below cards. But also, he doesn't have enough money now. But yeah, I guess we'll trigger Lago. Draw 2 cards. No. Oh, but I already triggered Buffer, so that was a mistake. Oh man, inaccuracies galore. So many inaccuracies. Okay, so we're playing the Strike Fund, and then we're Hannahing the wall to wall. And then we're gonna click the Hannah, and then we're gonna run R&D. And then we're gonna hope we don't die, and then next turn we're gonna like Ashen. He's still doing nothing, right? Like we're just like taking a net damage every turn with the Bladderwort. So if I don't run next turn, then the measured response is not gonna be live, so it's okay. I probably don't need to trash this, but we're going to do it. And then we click this, and then we run R&D. And we break with the strike fund. Yeah, we find it. Oh, I wasn't tagged. Okay, that game was like, that last turn was full of inaccuracies. Because I forgot Manuel requires me to have a tag. So I had to like, yeah. I had extract into measured there. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we were safe to it, but we're not doubled. Not double. Wondering if Ashen and Buffer are worth it. But in the mid game it seemed like no, but now at the end it seems like it's good. The thing is, like, it allows me to play price mainly, I would say. It allows me to just hit the price. But like there's very few like required cards. I don't know. That's so tough. Okay, there's a couple of chats I'd almost rather 1x the back. That's true. Very true. I love Seb because the entire game is having to think about whether the value brainworms are whispering the truth or not at each point of the game. Just one more tag kickflip. Just one more. Yeah, exactly. Can we get it to 0 to break with Audrey counters only, I guess? Yeah. Yeah. Wentragon, I didn't consider that either. And I definitely should. Yeah. I definitely could have lowered it to 0 and then just break with Audrey. Like, it's like, again, I'm so inexperienced with playing Audrey decks. You're going to survive 2 measured with 4 cards in stack and 2 steals in hand. Yeah. Not with the Bladderwort triggering, but yeah, that math was, I was looking at that. Oh, actually, no, I am guaranteed even with the Bladderwort triggering because I can put a card back in the deck with the buffer drive. Buffer was plus 10 cards this game-ish. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's pretty good. Not sure how we charge it, though, other than Praxis Bling and Transfer Bling. I guess Devil Charm. Oh, it's 4 influence, so that's Ashen Drive and 1 Stone Show, I guess. No. Okay, I gotta turn a light on. Hang on. Although I should call things and get some food because I'm starting to get hungry. But let's edit this deck. We're gonna close this. So we're talking about the back, and the back is apparently 4 influence. So I don't know about that. First time each turn you use a piece of hardware during a run, place a power counter on this resource, which is Bling, actually. So that's like not a bad shout. Saves like 2 slots. I don't know. If it gets logged, I'll practice and grab it. Yeah. If it gets logged, Praxis can grab it. Jai, hello. How's it going? Have you talked to Brandon yet? Brandon's waiting to talk to you about TI, although I imagine I haven't seen anything. Cold Lava joining us as well. I'm trying to figure out Bling Seb. Currently we're here. We're wondering if Ashen and Buffer Drive is worth it. We're considering cutting them for other things. We were looking at the back. For each hosted power counter, choose up to 2 cards in your heap with trash ability. Shuffle the chosen cards into your stack. Like, this is just gonna, it is gonna shuffle everything back that isn't our events, pretty much. Crew, friend of a friend, Hannah, no free lunch, Stone Ship, Gourmand. Like, it does what we want that slot to do. And it also costs 1. It's definitely interesting. And you can install it with privileged access. That might be the way, because like Buffer Drive is like, what I don't like about this is that when you install it, you're not sure if it's necessary, and you're not sure if the money is worth it, and it's like a big investment, right? Like, you gotta pay $3 whole. This deck is like usually pretty poor, and then like Ashen costs $5 whole. Like, where are we getting the money for that? I think it totally is the back. I think we are going in that direction. Oh, you do have a Stone Ship that can become part of the back. Yeah, the Stone Ship is good though, Alex. But yeah, the no free lunch is better. The only use triggers for the back are Buffer Drive and Devil Charm right now. But it's a whole lot of triggers. Yeah, triggering Bling gives the back a counter. It might be worth the corp paying the Seb tax to trash, but I've never tagged on my turn on corp's turn anyways. The other slot could be like more ways to trigger it, like Devil Charms. No. You don't need. Yeah, you don't have to worry about triggering it. Like Bling triggers it. Like you're gonna load up a ton of counters. The ceiling on Drive is so high, Ash and I agree. Yeah. I think we're doing this. I think this is the way to go. We're gonna go like this, go like this, go like this, and then we play a copy of the back. And now we have 2 slots, which is like amazing, because we can put this Devil Charm back, but or we could go shopping, like. And that's what I would do here, is I would go and like figure out what I want to see in our early game situation, because that's what we need to improve the most. Katorga. No. Like Raindrops is totally fine. We cut the gambles. Like gamble Raindrops is like very obvious considerations. but let's shop. I usually do them by type, so let's do it this way. Jailbreak, overclock, rejig, sure gamble. Does rejig help us? No. Okay. Katorga would be another transfer, but that's it. Yeah, I think I want something that I would be like something econ that advances my board, like advances my board in isolation, and also if it triggers off, like if I can install it off the price, that'd be great. Paladin or Mamie could be an option. Yeah, those are good shouts. Though maybe less so with no Gamble Ashen. Yeah. But also, like, Paladin doesn't install very much. Like, all the stuff is connections. Like, the most expensive one is, like, friend of a friend, but that's also a connection. So I don't think so either. In terms of Paladin and Mamie. Oh, Solidarity Badge. Yeah, Solidarity Badge could be it. Solidarity Badge says draw a card at the start of your turn. But, like, it's another engine card. And it's something that's good when we're set up. Which I don't think is what I'm looking for. But I'm going to click it to kind of keep in mind that exists. And we're going to... Actually, no, we're not. Because that's going to confuse some of y'all, potentially. I don't want to do that. Leech? No. No, I don't think our programs are changing. I'm very happy with where our programs are at. Do I need to put a Rising Tide in here to deal with Simac? Or am I okay, like, having to crew Simacs? Which may mean that Leech is actually really good. Or we put the Rising Tide in. I would pay $3. One to test, potentially. But that's an issue that's good to flag here. Fermenter is an option, yeah. Gachapon. Yeah, Gachapon has a lack of targets. Leech, Chisel, Fermenters. In the decks that use Simac, that's often the best card to crew Charm. That's a good point. Yeah, there's not a lot of big ice. It's often the best card to crew Charm. Yeah, that's a good point. I think third Devil Charm should be it. Should be one of these slots. I don't think I like Fermenter. Like, I'd much rather play Gamble or Raindrops over Fermenter. Leech is better. Leech is better. 1x Smartware. I mean, the Valentina can go back. The Valentina comes down, clears a tag, but like I think as we can see, it's not necessary. So yeah, I think we can see that it's not necessary. The Smartware is not exciting enough. Like I'd rather play a Gamble. This is where the real stuff is. Oh, the third Lago. It's probably what we want, actually. Yeah, the third Lago. Yeah, I mean, we just keep this simple. You just go third Lago, third Devil Charm is probably what we want. That's it. That's all the cards. So, what was it? Solidarity Badge. Solidarity Badge, third Lago, third Devil Charm, Gamble, Raindrops. Hate to say it, but drop an NFL for a buffer? Really? Really? We really like the buffer drive? Smartware is a bling trigger and better than clicking for credits at least. Fencer can be good. Yeah, Fencer credits can do Praxis installs. Sure. Get cheap Audrey and Friend. Fencer is, yeah, Fencer. There's some synergy there with Fencer. Fencer. Smartware being better than clicking for credits is like, that's like, that's a decent argument. It's a decent argument. Smartware. No, I think it's Lago. I think this like that's what we've been wanting is like just card draw. I think Lago is like definitely one of the slots. And then it's just whether it's a Devil Charm or not is kind of where I'm thinking right now. How much did you click for credits that matchup at the very end? Good question. But like, actually, to gain 1 credit. I clicked for credits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. It's right here. I am not very smart. It is right here. Credits by the basic action 7. That's a decent argument. Fencer triggering Bling is also like, I mean, they both trigger Bling, but like Fencer letting you trash stuff. I don't think I'd play Fencer. Like, I guess, yeah. I'd rather be the one that just gives you hard cash. My clicks are always busy once I'm going. Yeah, exactly. That's 100% right. I think we're going like this. Also, like, keep in mind that the Devil Charms are now, like, if I lose one to damage or to Lago or to, like, well, I guess those are the two. Losing one to damage or Lago, or losing one to Bling, where it's like one goes on the Bling and I'm just like, I can't install this right now. It actually is gone because there's no Ashen anymore. Which is fine, because I don't, like, in what world do we Ashen and the Devil Charms actually matter? Like, it doesn't seem like there is any corp deck where that actually was the case. Yeah, I think I like the Devil Charm. Just to get a little bit more redundancy in here so that we can make sure we get in on the times that we need to. I think this is the list. Okay, I think just for completion, I want to play it. I want to play another game. And then I need to make dinner, and then I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to bring this tomorrow, Alex, because Alex is in Vancouver, and if anybody else from Vancouver is watching, I guess that's a relevant to you too. But the plan would be to bring this tomorrow, and then I can jam some games with it in person. The Fencer makes sense if you expect like 80% of the field to be AU cool and odd assets, which I 80% is like really high. Actually, that's not true because I'm prepping this for the primary objective of playing this in the team tournament and potentially secondary objective of playing this in the main event. But for the purpose of the team tournament, like everybody has to play different factions. So this is not going to be like people are not just going to be like spamming meta decks. This hand is bad, I think. The back is such a card. That Ob is 2 for 2 killing me so far, so we need a final match. For team tournament, you want Nebula, Ayuko, and Ob answers. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, if you just like playing those three. I can see that. Okay. Install. No transfer of wealth in hand. That sucks. It's Thunderbolt, so we don't just want to go and face check. But like Bling, Audrey, Gourmand, Run HQ seems great, but also Bling, Gourmand. Ooh. I mean, how badly do we want this trash? Like, probably really badly. So I think we're actually not going to take the Bling trigger, and we're just going to go and trash a card out of HQ. Because getting this Audrey counter is, like, really, really good. Yeah. And now we have the price, which is beautiful. So we install this, and then next turn we Audrey the Strike Fund, and we play the price, and we are rolling. I could run the remote here, click 1, although that might spend the Audrey counter. That's like, this is one problem that I will run into playing this deck. Did someone say Bolt? Very good. That's one problem I'm going to run into playing this deck, is I'm going to try to get value off of runs and like sneak runs. Like I'm going to try to like weave runs in here and there, which is like not what you want to do with finite Audrey counters, I think. Install, res, click. Okay. So running that is now useless. So yeah, let's just pop off. Boom, gain 2, play this, gain 2, wheels, Gourmand, Botulus. All very good options. But I guess it's the Botulus. We could also Gourmand and Run HQ. That's also very tempting. I guess we do that. Huh. Okay. Let's get this running on HQ. Come trash this card. Steal an agenda. Ganked. Okay. That's good to know. Let's trash it. I need to install this Hannah before it dies. So let's do that. And we're broke as usual. We're going to run into some like, well, am I going to run into tag problems? Because most of our cards clear tags. Always want to check this card in HQ because it's just like a free access. Ooh. That's tempting. I can pop the Hannah. Play the privileged access. Oh, I don't get a program because there's no threat right now. Yeah, we'll just take $1 and run HQ. We're just like checking this card. Like it's just like a free access. It's good to know. Free access on HQ gives us 100% of the information of the corp's hand. Draw a card, gets the ice down on HQ, clicks the regolith. Yep. So now it's a seamless in hand, so we don't want to just run that. Found a no free lunch, which is beautiful. We found a transfer of wealth, which is even better. Holy crap, that's insanity. That's insane. What a draw. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to have to break all of that, spending both the Audrey counters. We don't have a crew down, so that sucks. Although next time we run, we are going to have a crew down. There's no trick for me to take a tag here, so unfortunately, we're just going to have to deal with this. Lose a click and a credit. Lose trash and install program. Gain a credit in the run. Is an Audrey counter worth a click and a credit? Maybe? Because I can clear the tag with no free lunch, but we probably want the hard cash here. So it's not. So we're just going to break all of it. We're going to throw out the Devil Charm. We're going to take the money off the no free lunch because we're going to be popping the Hannah here. Because there's 3 Hannahs in the deck, right? So we're going to take this money off so that I can trash. Actually, that makes no sense. Wait, sorry. Mind if I don't do that? I'll just reinstall. I get the money off the transfer, so that makes no sense. So let's bring that back to hand, lower our credits, give ourselves a click. I'll put it down. This. Okay. So we're installing this. We're going to host the top card on Bling. We're going to re-access the seamless launch. Now we drew a privileged. And this is our board. So now we pop this, we play the privileged, and we install the other crew, and we reinstall Hannah. We pop that Hannah. Yeah. So boom, boom. Oh, I have slash install. Yeah. Good. That's a good shout. Are you going to play Magic with the Avatar set? No, I'm not, unfortunately, but my friend has been sending me a bunch of stuff about that. Do you generally float tags with the deck or clear them immediately? I've been clearing them out immediately. They lock out other stuff mid-run after an update. Okay. Okay, so privileged access is going to install us the Hannah first. That's going to give me the Bling. And now I can install the crew off the Bling, which is beautiful ordering. And now we trigger this again. We don't want the Audrey. I can pop this Hannah to give myself a click. I could also keep the Hannah, but like, there's no need. Yeah, there's no need. And now we draw. And now we draw again. And next turn, we're going to play this price. We have no free lunch. This Bling is popping off. They're going to install a card in server 1. There's ganked running about, remember. So we're probably going to want to trash the ice that we run into. And we probably want to do it now. That's interesting. Do I even price? Like, I could just Devil Charm run. And that's probably just what we want to do here. Yeah. Because of Skunkworks. We want to pay 2 clicks for Skunk Works. We're just gonna crew this, whatever this is. Or not. Never mind, we're gonna let this fire. Price into the back, it's gonna be good. Yeah, very true. Oh yeah, there's bloop, but bloop doesn't matter, we can just crew that. So we're never trashing this. Okay, so that was the new card they installed. Which is interesting. So now we're gonna access an upgrade, which is fine. I mean, this is a wave, so it's a ganked. Yeah, okay, sure. I can deal with this right now. I could trash all of it if I was so inclined. It is a ton of money for them. I kind of want to. But is that, like, ridiculous? Maybe it is. Like, I just, like, wait for Gourmand and we chill. And they just, like, give the money, but they're not going to have ice. Yeah, we'll chill. I think trashing is a little ridiculous for this deck. It gets me Audrey counters, though. Maybe that's legit. Nice. Okay. That's money, so we can run it next time. But also, we could have priced into that, and that would have been better. But the idea is that I want to wait on this price because it can trigger steel skins and stuff like that. So I don't want to, like, suddenly overdraw. We want to place price early in our turn. If there isn't a third ice on this remote, we're definitely going to run the remote here. Okay. So there is a third ice. Although I should still be able to get through all that because we have a second crew in hand. I could price first and then run. I feel like I just run this. This is definitely an agenda. It's just how are we getting in? So there's a bloop that we're going to have to charm. And there's another ice that we're going to have to double crew. So that's... Let's call that $4, which is all my money. And then we could pop both the no free lunches for money, which gets me $6 to trash Skunk, Vovo, and something else. And then I can click the friend of a friend to clear one tag. And it's going to be a little awkward. Alternatively, we can privileged access. No. We could slam this price right now. But I think we just eat tags here. Like, I think we're okay. It's going to deny us from playing this privilege access. Friend of a friend and run is a good option. Gives you money to trash and gets you the tag to install third crew. Well, the tag is going to be coming with the crews anyways. I'm concerned about taking too many tags. That's my main concern. I think we can run and just leave this Trank Grid. Or we, like, trash the Trank Grid and leave the Skunk, which also seems bad, but, like, is maybe fine. I'm going to run click 1. Okay. So we go Charm Crew. And we say next. This Vovo is getting them a ton of value. Maybe we should have trashed last turn. Okay, so no action is good for me. So now I can double pop no free lunch and trash everything. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'd have to leave one of them. I don't think we're ever like taking a tag for the heck of taking a tag. So we're just gonna let this go on. To add Hagen to hand. Okay. That's scary. It's gonna be annoying. Okay, so we're gonna pop both of these for money. They're gonna pay 2 clicks. And we're gonna steal this agenda. And then they're still at 12 bucks. I think we're trashing the econ. Is that crazy? We trash the econ and leave the skunk? I think that makes the most sense. Vovo. But we could just leave the Vovo. Hagen. $2. No, I'm trashing the econ. That's like, it feels crazy. It really does. It really does. Also, I just drew a steel skin. No, but also I shouldn't be upset because we have Audrey, so it doesn't matter. Also, we haven't drawn a Lago this game. Okay, 2 cards in the remote. We definitely play the price click 1, do we? Yeah, there isn't a... Oh, I forgot to reopen the deck list, hey? It's fine. Y'all have dealt with it, so we're just going to continue dealing with it. There's nothing that I'm going to install here that the price can't afford, so let's go ahead and do it. Draw 2, yeah. Devil Charm, Bling, and Lago. So it's definitely the Devil Charm. And we drew a Gourmand. So let's get that on the board. And we drew a Steel Skin, which we can't Audrey. So we're just going to let that die. We're going to click this to install Hannah. But also I could like click the friend of a friend. Yeah, I could click the friend of a friend, install Hannah. No, we're going to save the Praxis. And then this agenda is just going to get scored, but that's okay. So I think we just relax. I want to do this now so that we might play the card that we pull. Ooh. Oh, this was bad. I should have done that next turn. Because now I'm tagged. So now we're popping the Hannah. It's fine. Because now I install a new card. This is fine though. Like we don't need the Hannahs. The Hannahs are just value. Wow. Yeah, that was really bad. I should not have clicked that friend of a friend. But now I'm playing this, right? Maybe I'm not, because we're running out of cards. Yeah, we're just going to draw. We're not going to play that. Nice. That was my first instinct as well, to leave Skunk. You run it like one more time this game later, just went on Centrals. Yeah. It's a good shout. Although they kept the off-world with the Seamless. So I was trying to deny their econ, but unsuccessful. We're still going to wait for threat 3 on this privileged. So I think we're just like running HQ now that the seamless is gone. And we're going to install the back first just in case we Devil Charm. And otherwise we're just like poking for singles here. Haven't found the manual. Oh, right. We knew about that. We'll just crew that. That was bad. I knew about that. It was really bad. Transfer. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. See a card. We see a wave. I think I'm happy to Gourmand so that my next access is a fresh one. Wait. Okay, so the back is not... Oh, wait. Power plays... There we go. Okay. For Bling. It's manual. It's manual. Okay. This tag thing is a little awkward. Do I clear a tag? Oh, no. We clear a tag, and then we transfer... And then we install friend of friend and we click that. Nice. Boom. Trash ganked. Yes, please. And then I could click this. I could also just clear a tag manually. I think I do just clear a tag manually. Is that crazy? Maybe it is. It is. We're gonna clear the friend. Was staying tagged a problem? I don't know. Maybe you could just stay tagged. I need to figure that out. NFL tag, transfer wealth. Yeah, then pop friend, easy. Yeah, good stuff. Draw, install card, take credit. So I kind of want them to get to threat, right? So we're just gonna like chill. I run R&D so that I can use this steel skin with value? Question mark. I run the remote actually because this is totally fine. Yeah, we run the remote. Yeah, we actually. I was saying, actually, giving them an agenda makes no sense because stealing an agenda also gets the threat. So now this, we're going to Devil Charm. Because I don't want to get ganked. Trash. This is going to be a wave res. It's a Mitra. Okay. Okay. Devil Charm. Okay, I guess I have to break that. Trash this. Trash. Now we just trash 2 more cards, and we break 4 subroutines, and then I take a tag, trash an installed runner card, do 3 net damage. Right, okay. So we trash this, and we trash the Botulus, and then we install the friend of a friend, or do I want the Botulus on the Cloud Eater? Because there's no more Devil Charms, right? One of them's gone, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So there's no more Devil Charms. But also, we're happy to just never run this server again, probably. Yeah. I don't know what I need the money for. Also, we're always just practicing after. No, maybe not. No, we don't need this. I have so much money. Oh, but I just spend 5 on this skunk, actually. Okay. So I break. And then we take 2 tags and we install this friend. Take 2 tags, install this, continue. Probably still pay 2 clicks. Or I pay 5. I guess I pay 5 because I don't want the back to get trashed. Sure. Stagodon. Okay. Okay. So now we're at threat. So we can go clear tag. It's clear tag, draw, clear tag. Clear tag, clear tag. I could go and check the card in HQ, because next turn we're gonna... Oh, no, I need cards in HQ to play this privileged access. Yeah, when we play the privileged access, I'm gonna have to trash cards to this Audrey. That would be a bad mistake. Ganked would have been lethal there, I think. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah, ganked would have been lethal there. Whoops. It's 2 in the bin. But that's very bad. Okay. So let's do this run. This should be fine, right? Okay. So then we install the program first, which is going to be Gourmand. This is first time each turn. So we're going to install a card from Bling. We're going to get one of these. You cannot, while other abilities are resolving, sure. And then we're gonna, now we're gonna install this Eru. There's still a Manuel in the deck. Crew is good. Hannah's good. It's gonna be one of those. It's probably Hannah. Or Crew. No, I guess it's Crew. It's Crew. Install top card with Bling, and then we're going to install the Eru, install top card with Bling, place a counter. And now I can install Manuel and just run R&D. And then we clear a tag last click. Nice. Yes. I could run back. They could trash the back, though. How many Praxises are gone? 1, 2... Just 2, so there's still one more in the deck. That's, like, really good. That's the last card. Alright. Rego. Okay. Click Eru. We could click Eru. Okay, so there's no more hardware triggers, right? So we're just going to be clicking the back here. There's no more hardware triggers. So I want to draw this transfer. Awkward. But I guess it is Eru. Oh, Alex, you're saying clear the tag and then Eru run. Oh, no, but then we'd be tag at the end of the turn. No, we'd do this now. Much better line to install Manuel for the same click and 2 credits, but gets you another Bling /access. I don't follow what you're saying. I will think about it a little more in a second. I think we actually want to pop the back first. Okay. Sorry, thinking. Okay, I can shuffle back 6 things with trash costs, with trash abilities. With trash abilities. It's like crew, Hannah. Oh, sorry, wait. It's not transfer that's left in the deck. It's freaking privileged access that's left in the deck. What am I doing? Draw. Click. Wait a second. So I actually want to go draw, click this, privileged access. Yeah. Draw, click this. So I want to leave one of the Gourmands in there for sure, and I want to leave one of the Hannahs in there for sure. But otherwise, we definitely want these crews back. Nothing else matters, I think. It's just like crews and Hannahs. And maybe NFL? Maybe Gourmand? Gourmand and NFL. Yeah, okay. And now we're going to play the privileged access. We're going to pick up a Hannah, click the Hannah, run back into archives. Hopefully we can just crew this. Oh, right. We knew about that. Well, not for certain. So we're going to go break. Why is it 2 virus counters? Wait, what? That's a bug, right? Oh, because of Thunderbolt. Right. Okay. Okay, so now we install Gourmand. I could also install Botulus. It's probably better, actually. I could Botulus the Cloud Eater. It's probably best. Ooh. I should have thought about this more. Crew. I mean, I'm definitely running R&D. I guess we'd Botulus archives so that I can E-route in, but also we're just going to be tagged so they can trash. So I think I should Botulus R&D. We're going to Botulus R&D, actually. So I shouldn't have triggered this first. It's really bad. This is going to get us Hannah. Oh, I've really screwed this up. Maybe it's supposed to get us no free lunch now. Because I can't run back into archives. I really screwed this up. Okay, I guess it's no free lunch. There's the Hannah. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Ugh. Because I want to run R&D, access to, clear the tag. We're not going to get the Gourmand. That's fine. Also, I could just run HQ and C2. This makes no sense, actually. It's fine. We've made the run. They're not rezzing, which is, like, really lucky. This was a really inaccurate play. Steal Stegodon. Nice. Seamless launch. Sure. And then we clear this tag. Very inaccurate. We're running out of cards. This is very bad. I can with all 3 crews later. That's very true, actually. Okay. Okay. So I can take a tag and install crew. So I just have to wait a turn, and then I can make this run on R&D. We access the seamless, so that's in hand. There's 1 crew. There's the 2nd crew. So we go credit, credit. And then next turn we go install crew, e-rerun. Maybe we pop the Hannah. I mean, we're going to need all this money. So, gosh. Draw the crews and Eru for the win. Yes, sir. We're going to get it done. And I need to not trigger Bling so that I will have cards for Audrey, because that's my last way of getting in after this. And we have to run on click 2 because of Skunk. I can technically run the remote right now, so if they have an agenda in hand, they probably have to go for it anyways. They drew an ice. Okay, last card in hand is a seamless, and it's very good that they're committing this ice onto HQ. All right, here we go. Right? Right. That's just like gotta be the line. They could trash the Eru though. Nah, this is just gotta be the line. We just go for this. Oh, right. I take a tag straight up off the Eru as well. Host the top card of Bling. No, we don't want to do that. Is there an NFL in the deck? Oh, there is. No. We're not doing that. Because I need the cards to break with Audrey. So now we're going to crew this down, and we're going to go super tag me. And I have 2 clicks for Skunk. Actually, does Skunk even... No, I didn't have to think about Skunk. I've never installed Eru in my life. Spin Doctor. Hedge Fund. Seamless Launch. Spin Doctor. Hedge Fund. Seamless Launch. Okay. Spin Doctor. Hedge Fund. Seamless Launch. Wow. And the Spin Doctor is going to let them trash too. That's really bad. I mean... Oh, I should have just clicked for 2 credits and ran back to trash this. Oh no. I can only use this once per turn. Oh well, I guess we've run out of cards. Yeah, Skunk doesn't apply to Eru. Upgrade was Mitra. Yeah. Yup. There goes the Seamless. There's the Spin Doctor. And then it's Hedge Fund and something else in there. I have to keep these crews. So we're just not going to be able to here. Oh, I can keep the cruise with Hannah. Interesting. If I install Hannah and I pop it, I'm going to be at $1. So then I can go credit, clear. No, I don't have enough. No, we don't have enough. I think we've lost. I mean, I'm going to get 1x, one more run out of R&D. Yeah, I was on $3. Install Hannah, pop it. I go back to 2 clicks, and I go, yeah, I'm 1 short. See, this is why you need buffer drive. Chris, you're right. Oh, man. I need both Hannah and NFL. Yeah, I was still 1 short, even with both NFL and Hannah. Okay, so they res the Spin Doctor. So now the top card of R&D is fresh, and there's 2 of them for me to see. And I might as well go for it now. I mean, I might as well run Archives first. We can break anything. Oh, actually, I shouldn't run Archives first because of Mav. How much influence have we seen? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 9, 10, 11. So there's 4 more influence left. Like, there could be a Mav. So I guess we're running R&D. Click 1 to just see 2 fresh cards and see if we get it. Okay. That means we can see more than 2 fresh cards, so that's very nice. It's always nice when your opponent's ice is not something you have to break. Mitra put Hagen back for the botulus ice, so you need to break 2, and you are in trouble there. Oh, true. Yeah, Alex, you're so right. That's such a problem. Yeah, it just swaps, the Mitra swaps the botulus out, and now I actually have to break this. Well, now the game is truly just it here. Show me the goods. Hedge fund? Blade of Barrier? Nope. Run HQ? No, HQ is a piece of ice. What did we search for? Yeah, we've lost. Concede. GG. Oofa doofa. Guess we need that buffer drive. Mitra's and Ari hate crime. Yeah, Mitra, if I had to break the first ice there, I was not okay. Huh. Did not think about that. So actually, I should have waited for them to draw some cards first. Honestly, the back is cute, but just not good enough. I mean, yeah, I didn't trigger enough that game because I drew it really late. No, Archive can't be 3 agendas because we know that one of them is a seamless. We can check. Summon Hades Shard. It was 2 seamlesses. Yeah, Melanomi, the situation was we had it's not 1 credit and 3 clicks because you have to spend a click to install the Hana. So you don't gain a click off the Hana. You're just spending a click installing the Hana and then getting the same click back to clear a tag. So it's actually 1 credit and 2 clicks. Which is not enough to clear 2 tags with the no free lunch. All right. Well, that's interesting. It's very interesting. Maybe we want the buffer drive back. I don't want to make too hasty of a decision off of that game. Yeah. Yeah, like I think if we go back, right? If we go back here and we go to stats, if I go and find when I put a counter on the back, I installed the back on turn 8, and we needed to use, well, actually, yeah, I installed the back on turn 8, and the game ended on turn 15. So if the back was a buffer drive, then it would have given us 8 cards if it triggers on turn 8. But also, we didn't even install Lago that game. We did not even install Lago that game. Whereas if we look at the past game, the turn where we installed buffer drive was on turn 3. So we would have gotten like a ton more count. Like we get a counter every turn. I don't know. No free lunch is like really good. I don't think we can cut that. I think if we want that buffer drive back, then we go back to buffer drive Ashen. And it's cute. This is cute. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave the deck like this because it's 9:30 and I gotta put this deck together in addition to eat and go to sleep at a reasonable time. So yeah, we're gonna call the stream there. Thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. This has been great. It again, like the deck as is like good enough for me to play at the team event. But the question is just, is it good enough for me to play at the main event? I don't know. I mean, I'll practice it tomorrow night in person and then kind of see how we feel. It's kind of where I'm thinking. Like I might have an easier time with this with the cards physically in my hand, because I don't have to think about. Like sometimes I feel like on JNet I offload a lot of my triggers onto the platform, whereas in person I'm a lot more diligent on like knowing all my triggers, which means that I'm gonna think about the bling more when I install. Because there was a turn this game where I like popped the friend of a friend at a really bad time, and I should have held it for later. So that's interesting. It's like you want to play the price early, just like in other reg anarchs, because when you play the price early in the turn, you can trigger steel skins, and then basically like installing anything that costs 0 is the same thing, because your bling just might pop off and you need to have clicks to take advantage of that value. The back got you 6 cards and buffer would have been 7 there, but it would keep going at the end. This is obviously the team tournament version, and then day 2 you cut the back. Uh, I mean, like if it's clear that cutting the back is the better deck, which it isn't to me right now. Yeah, the buffer drive would have been 7. It would have kept going at the end. Also, the buffer drive I can use to pick up a card, which in that case would have been a privileged access into an Eru. So, all right. Thanks for joining me, people. I will be back for North American online continentals for sure. But if you keep an eye on my YouTube, like I'll probably post shorts throughout the weekend. We'll see what the environment is like and whether there's like a place for me to do that and whether there's time kind of thing. And whether I'm there, because Air Canada might not get me there. But you know, any kind of activity, as always, is always going to be you'll find on my YouTube is the best place to go. All right, thanks for hanging out. I will catch y'all at the latest in the North American Online Continentals 1, 2, 3 weekends from now. Yeah. Oh, one more thing. When this is probably like the worst time for me to throw this in, but now that I'm like kind of settled a little bit more and I have like a bit more of a set schedule, usually I'm like free in the evenings. So I guess like what I'm saying is like I'm kind of like back into the coaching realm. I've been starting to do a little bit more just because I've actually had the proper time and schedule to kind of make that work. So again, if you're interested in some Netrunner coaching, let me know and send me a message and I'll send you the thing that just gives you information about it. And you can always, if after I give you information, you feel it's not for you, then yeah, that's always something that can happen as well. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I will see you.